PSUs, Sridhar, kind of turned around the corner. There is, PSU banks have certainly found favor. You are also telling me that defense is certainly a mainstream sector now. I was trying to do a piece. In fact, next week this week we're doing a conversation with 5 different defense companies just to get a sense of what's the on-ground situation. But it's a large
Sure.
basket to choose from. What's your sense on PSUs at large?
So actually, PSUs, we jumped in almost same time 2 years back, and it was very strange that we had a meeting with a large PSU chairman, and our view was just to get a sense what is happening. We were getting out of the first round of pandemic, and we wanted to know because the government had initiated a lot of credit guarantee schemes, so we wanted to understand how things are playing out. And to our surprise, as the meeting progressed, we realized that his market cap is lower than his pre-provision profit. I mean, that was the extent of decimation that a lot of the PSU banks had seen. Obviously, then we bumped up and we evaluated many others, and we were amongst the early to jump into the PSU banking bandwagon. We also then looked at other PSUs in general, and we found the same thing, that they were trading at extremely deep cyclical valuations. And honestly, at that time, one of the reasons to jump in also was there's so much of uncertainty at that time. We were first time experiencing something like that, and the idea was to protect your portfolio as far as possible. But those trades have really played out well, not only in the banking space. PSUs in general have done extremely well. Apart from the banking, I think in many of the other cases, we are evaluating now because they've rallied a lot and we are seeing more opportunities. As I mentioned, we're looking at growth stocks now. But as far as the PSU banks are concerned, we are still seeing them growth because they could see almost 40% earnings growth as a basket because their credit costs are still falling. The NIMs may grow at possibly 15%, but the net profit may grow at a much faster pace. And so we think their growth still at a deep value. So that's how I would, comment on this. On the defense space, I think that looks very interesting. We are exposed to many of the defense companies, and it's not just the PSUs. Actually, what has happened is that the government has started to enforce the offset clause. Basically, if an MNC has a large order from Indian services defense company, defense orders, then 30% of that has to be manufactured in India. Only in the last 4-5 years, we've started really, implementing or pushing these MNCs to start manufacturing 30% in India or outsource 30% of that. We are seeing many companies in that space. So they have no direct exposure to the government. The exposure is to the MNCs. Global MNCs or global defense companies. And I visited a few of them. I visited the plant. They're really high tech. And what has happened is technology has also got transferred to India. So I think the government scheme has started to work. What seemed like an outsourcing arm now is also capable of manufacturing some of these because technology transfer has happened. So I think that's a very interesting space. There are a lot of companies which have come for listing and may come in the future also. And we are quite optimistic on that.